Welcome to Eats, Beats, and Bar Seats, your ultimate nightlife navigator. Brought to you by drinkthedrink.com. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a city dweller, or a traveler looking for the perfect night out, we've got you covered. On this podcast, we dive deep into the best local spots for food, music, and unforgettable bar scenes.
Welcome, Eats, Beats, and Bar Seats, brought to you by Drink the Drink. Dan's been so kind to join us, and Dan is one of the owners of Mrs. Robinson, right?
Yeah, Mrs. Robinson and Rhapsody.
And Rhapsody. Is it in the same place? Is it, or you have different locations? You have one?
Different location. Mrs. Robinson is 574 College Street, College in Bathurst, heart of Little Italy. And Rhapsody is Ossington and Dundas. That's actually where I'm at right now. Pretty much right at the corner. Yeah, part of Little Portugal. So,
What I was thinking along the lines, when you conceptually came up with a concept, I read your website. It was, your theme is the 70s, 80s. It's retro-ish, right? Soul music.
Very retro. Yeah. The roots of hip hop.
It's a hip hop.
Yeah. So the concept, it was to create a space that paid homage to the roots of hip hop. There's a lot of bars and clubs in Toronto that spin hip hop music, old, new, different parties, so forth and so on. But there weren't a lot that offered a space and a vibe on a regular basis that catered to, people in my age demographic, people at, kind of my speed of life. It was really catered more to young people, more to the bottle service crowd, more to, less to dancing and having let's call it a carefree or drama free good night out, because it was my experience. Going out in Toronto, it can be exhausting. Yeah. And why on a Friday or Saturday night, when you're looking to relax to enjoy some time out after a long week of hard work, why should you have to go somewhere where when you leave you don't feel exhausted in a good way? You feel socially exhausted, you feel like your pockets are exhausted, you may feel like you've been taken advantage of, you didn't get good value, and you don't get to hear all the things that I wanted to hear, which is classic soul and funk and disco and soulful house and old school hip hop. We didn't want to hear the quote unquote new stuff, the trap music and the stuff that just glorifies the doing of drugs and standing around and not being social and not enjoying a social atmosphere.
In your opinion, what are your demographic? What's your main target audience? Because it's brilliant, because what you're doing is saying, I don't care about the masses, I want a specific segment of the market that wants this. Who's that age demographic? I'm a visitor, I'm coming to Toronto. Who is it? Who are you targeting?
You know what's funny? Like I said, when Mrs. Robinson was birthed, it was me and my partners at the time. We're all in our 30s, 40s, and we were just kind of over the youngish nightclub scene. Not over it, but there was just a lack of places where we could go, and we thought, this is going to be somewhere where the more mature, people in their late 20s, into their 40s, 50s, who love this music, they can come and feel comfortable. But the demographic that we attract, it's not limited to any specific age group.
Tell me what I'm eating. You're Dan. You're taking me through this.
I think when you're coming, the first thing that you're gonna want to eat, you're gonna want to try. Well, we have the best burgers in Toronto. We do South African cuisine. It's actually a food partnership that I have with another brick and mortar restaurant called Plan B Handmade Burgers, Borwers and Bry. I found them in, I believe it's the South Kingsway neighborhood, they call it, in Etobicoke, just randomly driving past. I'm a burger lover. I drove past, for probably a good 6 months before even stepping in, and I went inside, sat by myself, and had the best burger of my life. And I was just blown away. And literally for the next, I'd say for the next 8-9 months, I kept coming back on a weekly basis. I brought different people because I couldn't believe that what I was tasting was real. That level of consistency, that flavor profile, that juiciness, I was blown away. And everybody who I brought confirmed that, hey, this is really special. And I think I would do a mixed brie platter, because that gives you a nice selection of the different grilled meats, because brie, it's a very specific style of barbecuing, very flavorful, very juicy, and everything that we make, whether it's the sausage, it's all, you know, handmade in-house. It's not purchased from somewhere.
I mean, those things are really good, because I'm a burger guy, right? I like burgers everywhere I go in the world. I'll try.
Yeah.
Let's go to cocktails. Signature cocktails. I'm a cocktail guy. I know the market, like I know the products really well. So tell me, mad scientist, who's your best bartender?
That's a terrible question, Peter. Who is your best bartender?
An economic standpoint. But who's the most creative bartender, and he really understands when he tastes it, takes a straw, tastes it, he's perfect. He's a perfectionist.
All my bartenders are perfectionists, Peter. Terrible question. Anyway, what I will tell you is the hand crafter behind, well, the mad scientist, if you will, behind the current iterations of the Robinson Bar menu. It's Hugh Gauntly, and he's fantastic.
Quick question: what is the price point for a cocktail there? What are we looking at for a cocktail? The burgers? Give me a run. Just give people a little bit of a rundown.
For you know, a dinner out, you're probably looking at about, you know, you're going to be in about the $45 to $65 range.
Yeah.
That'll get you, you know, a solid meal and 2 cocktails, depending what it is. And cocktails run from, you know, on our happy hour menu, they run from $12 and they go up to, you know, $18 for our house cocktails. Classics are, you know, in the $14 to $16 range. And then, I mean, if you like top shelf and you want to get fancy, we can go there as well.
Yeah.
You know, you can get up into the $20 and $25 depending on the spirits that you like. So
at the end of the day, you guys are developers. You guys develop. What's your next concept? If you're doing a next concept, where are we going? You've got the 2. You're gonna do 3. I know you already. You got it. You got. Right?
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Absolutely. I'm definitely at some point. I'm gonna take a stab at Supper Club, because that's more that's my personal demographic. I like to go places where I can eat and have a drink and, you know, enjoy some music. If I want to dance, I can. If not, I just sit at a table with my friends and just, you know, drink the night away type deal. So that's definitely where I'm leaning in terms of, you know, quote unquote new concepts. I'm out of the whole nightclub, that whole scene, that whole vibe. There's space for it in Toronto, but it's just not. It's not my vibe at this age, this stage in my hospitality career. In terms of what's really next in line for me, it's definitely more expansion of the Mrs. Robinson brand.
Listen, I wish you guys a lot of luck. Let me ask you, you open from Wednesday to Sunday. Is that what it is, or Wednesday to, is that what it is?
Wednesday to Saturday. Special events on Sundays usually.
So if I'm going there on Wednesday, what am I expecting? So I want to break it down for people so they know Wednesday,
absolutely.
Friday, Saturday.
Wednesday we call it Hip Hop 101. It's usually spun by DJ Ritz, who's one of the premier radio and legendary, you know, hip hop, R&B, reggae, even other genre DJs in Toronto. He spins, you know, classic hip hop, like real old school backpacker stuff. We often have live music with a band called Bitter and Broke. They do classic covers of, you know, soul, R&B, blended with, you know, hip hop, etc. Always covers, not original music.
Yeah.
Thursday, we call it Live Music Thursdays. It's a live music focused night, if you will, or evening. Starts at 9 p.m. with the live music and goes until midnight. Usually the bands rotate between Reverse, which is a 3-piece acoustic hip-hop, R&B, soul band, real jazzy, or Bubblegum Bikini, which is a 5-piece brass party band, fantastic vocals, classic covers of soul, funk, R&B, disco, and usually DJ Spence Diamond. So DJ's on from 8, live band from 9 until midnight, 3 sets, DJs in between sets, it closes out the night. It's a great, it's a great high energy party atmosphere. Friday, live music, Fridays and Saturdays, live music at Mrs. Robinson from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m., usually a solo up to a trio. Once again, classic covers of soul, funk, R&B, disco interpretations and interpolations. DJ from 9 p.m. until we close at 2 a.m. And it's always the same music, the same genres of music that you're going to hear. It's always classic, nothing newer than the early 2000s, soul, funk, disco, R&B, soulful house, and lots of old school hip hop, because that's what I grew up on, and that's what I love. So
excellent.
I opened a bar that made sure that I could go there and hear what I like.
It's funny, and it's so funny that you say that, because I could see that's exactly what I would do. It's a place that I can go. I don't really care about sitting there and drinking. I care about the music and listening to be able to dream, because everything in life is about dreaming. So what day, where do I find you on Friday night or Saturday night? If you say you're not working, I'm going to laugh at you.
You're going to find me Friday night or Saturday night at either Rhapsody or Robinson, for sure.
Anybody recognize?
So just give me a call.
No, I'm not going to call you. I'm just going to show up.
Just going to show up.
I'm showing up. If you're there, great. If you're not there, and like I said, I'm gonna go to the Mad Scientist over for sure at the Robinson. I'm gonna do it. And
Hugh Gauntlet.
Yeah. No, I know Hugh Gauntlet. And so, like I said, I look forward to meeting you. Thank you very much, and I'll be in touch with you again for Rhapsody, so you can get the second one in. And like I said, guys, check it out. Pleasure. Thanks a lot for your time. Okay.
Pleasure. Thank you, Peter.
Okay, man.
Have a great day.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.